Hi, good day, good night, good evening, depending on what time you happen to be watching this. Welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I'm your girl Star, and today we're going to be reading, as you can see from the title, I'm reading on Jhene, Aiko. I know I'm a little bit late with this because I think it was last week or like a couple weeks ago, there was like a huge scandal about her and her relationship or possible affair with Big Sean. So I thought I would touch base on that because I thought, that'd be interesting. Let's tap in and see exactly what is going on around that whole situation. But yeah, over the time, thank you very much for everyone that liked the spiritual must-haves video. I know a lot of people suggested that I do some other videos on how to do things, which I would do at a later date, of course. Just kind of thinking about what works and what fits at what time and whatever. I kind of let spirit lead me when it comes to that. So again, I see that I've gained a good amount of new subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing and for watching. So let me just get right into it. I do see she is born March 16th, 1988 in Los Angeles, California. I have a picture here of her. I really don't know a whole lot about this girl, and I'm not good. I'm really, to be honest, I try to refrain from reading on people that I don't know, that I know a lot about or I've seen a lot about, because then I don't want my my opinions that I already have of them or what I know about them to kind of interfere with the reading. I'd rather make spirit totally take the wheel when it comes to the reading. So I don't know a lot of her music. I think I know one song. Yeah, but I don't know a lot of her music. But of course I'm familiar with Big Sean's music. So I'm just gonna tap into her right now. Just give me a second. Okay, so what do I see about her? All right. Okay, so I do know this. So I know she's a mother, and I do feel like she's actually a really good mother at that. I feel like when it comes to the position of who she is, I feel she's a person that she definitely is an artist, but she does take on the mom role very strongly. What I do see about her is that she's been through a lot of emotional issues in her past. She comes from a strong, there's a lot of emotional issues, emotional abuse, things like that, abuse of some sort that is around her. I feel like she's a person emotionally that she's been through a lot. She has what I would say that she has a damaged heart. She's extremely loving, and I feel like she does try to see the good in a lot of people, but at the same time, I do feel like she's a person that has been hurt, and definitely hurt from people that she's held near and dear to her, which actually, for some people that's made it a lot worse for people to deal with, because, it's something that they hold dear to their heart that had hurt them. What I do see around her, though, I do feel like she's definitely a really good artist. I feel like she's a person that's really focused on the artistry of what she does. Of course, she likes the recognition for her work, but I think it's more or less she's more content with the recognition of her music being heard rather opposed than the fame aspect of things. You know what I mean? I think she's still having some issues adjusting to fame and being judged, because I do feel like like I said, she does have a fragile heart, so I do feel like she does suffer a bit with being judged. Of course, I feel like she does know how to brush it off. She'll feel that moment in that moment, and then she'll learn how to brush it off very quickly. But at the same time, that is something that she has issues with, is being judged on a big level. And at the same time, she doesn't want her music or whatever she's doing to be misconstrued or taken into any different direction where she doesn't feel that goes exactly with what her mission is and what she's trying to do. I do feel definitely she's a person, I feel like she connects better with men on some levels than she does with women. You know what I mean? she's a person that when it comes to women, I feel like she's kind of had a lot of different kind of catty type of girls around her. And because she is such an emotional like she is an emotional person because she is born under the sun side of Pisces, it's like that male energy is what really balances her. So she likes to always have male energy around her. You know what I mean? That kind of creates a balance to calm her waters. What I do see about her as a person, like, I feel this girl genuinely, like, she's a really nice person. She's very knowledgeable. I get the sense that she likes to research. She likes to learn different things. She has a very strong, active mind. She does have a very intuitive mind as well. That's natural with the Pisces. Like, I feel like she definitely does have a good judge of character. But her issue is that she never wants to prejudge people, because I feel like she's come from a background where she was judged poorly, and not necessarily in a manner that really stood close to who she really was. So she always tries to give people the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like her poor judgment has always ended up making her fall on her own sword. What I do see with the relationship she's had with that producer, let me see that guy's name. What's his name? The Jhene. Hold on. So I have my like laptop behind. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. As you know, I do not edit my videos, so you guys are gonna have to deal with this. I just knocked out the internet on my thing. But what I do feel with that person, I get the sense like with that relationship, I wouldn't necessarily say that this person's actually set out to cheat on this man. What I do feel like this is a situation where I get a sense of like abandonment. You know what I mean? So I'm getting the sense of maybe him not being around as much as that he should, or being there for her the way that she needs. But I get the sense of like abandonment when it comes to him, and I feel like he's being well with it. I think he's a person that just works really hard, but at the same time I feel like in certain senses when it comes to you know, the affection that she needed, especially in the relationship that she was in, she wasn't getting that. Okay, so I like, as everyone knows, there's two sides of the story, and then there's a truth. Of course, I don't feel like she's a person that is going to air out this guy's dirty laundry. Not only that, because I don't think she doesn't feel like she needs an explanation to tell people her personal life. Of course, she wants a great deal of privacy. But I just get the sense that when it comes to that, that's really what happened in that relationship, or what's going on in that relationship. Let's see. Okay, now I'm just pulling up a picture of them both. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I just get the sense that also, like, I get the sense that he has a sense of moodiness to him as well, where she didn't really care for that either. I feel like emotionally and stuff, because again, she is a sensitive soul and she is really sensitive. I feel like his mood sometimes, even if they weren't totally directed towards her, would really affect her. And also I do feel like there were some suspicions and stuff, and some situations of infidelity that was there as well. But what I do feel when it comes to this relationship, because I feel like he comes from a past of hurt as well, and I think that it's kind of like these are two people that have been brought together that have been hurt, but at the same time it's like Jhene is looking for a situation where she's not always constantly reminded of her hurt, or constantly reminded of feeling the way she did when she was in her last relationship. And that's what I feel like it was really caused failure for this relationship to happen. On so many levels, obviously there's much more intricate details than that, but I feel like it's one of those things for her where it's like she's just trying to move forward in life and try to get herself together and move forward, and it's like she felt like kind of like where she was in this relationship, she was moving a little bit stagnant. But at the same time I feel like she spent a lot of time alone. Like I don't feel like they spent time together, but I feel like in this relationship it's almost like I get the sense of aloneness. You know, he's doing his thing, she's doing her own thing is what I'm getting. So let's move on to the meat of the situation, which is Jhene, Aiko, and Big Sean. Okay, Now, when I see right away when I see this photo and I get the energy of them both, it's almost like a big brother and a big sister type of relationship. I feel like he brings some kind of familiarity to her. Like it's like he reminds her of home. I know he's from Detroit and she's from LA, but there's just something about him that just reminds her of home. Like she just feels safe. Like she feels calm and collected with him, and there are certain things, aspects of her, which I'm not going to say in her last relationship that this guy never noticed these things about her, but there's certain things about her personality and things that boost her confidence that Big Sean has instilled in her that this person hasn't really made her feel. Like this is the person I'm saying that I feel like she's very emotional and she carries emotional scars. I wouldn't say that she's emotionally damaged, but she does carry some scars that she still needs to work on. But he's had a way that he's came in and he's complimented that for her and made her feel like whole, like made her feel good. And this is what she likes a lot about him. I don't really feel like this is a relationship that is totally based on sex and admiration, but overall there's a puzzle piece that's coming together that is holding them together. But what I do see with him is that I kind of see that there's a woman when it comes to Big Sean that's in the background. And I don't know if it's Ariana Grande, it could be her, but I'm seeing somebody that's kind of in the background that is still like kind of, I don't feel like they're together, but I feel like their person is kind of around the situation. So this very well could be a case where it's like, where Jhene feels like she's going to leave. Because I'm not saying that, I don't think that Jhene is really going to leave her situation or get a divorce because of him. You know what I mean? I think possibly that, what she's, being around another man is kind of ignited things within her to make her realize that, the relationship she is in is not exactly what she wants. But I'm not going to say that he was the biggest influence behind it. I don't think she's a person that's like that, because I do feel like she does consider her husband's feelings as well. She's not, and that's her problem. I feel like she puts sometimes she puts certain people's feelings ahead of hers. But I feel like that's what's happening there. But what I would say when it comes to this relationship, that she should be careful with jumping in from one relationship to another. If anything, continue where things are, make the universe take its course, because it's one of those situations that is going to be something that will be of great regret, because where she's in a place that if they were to settle down, and this is if they were to settle down, if this is what they're considering, to settle down and actually have a relationship together, he won't be ready for it. Because I feel like where he's in his career, he obviously has some recognition of what he does, but he's nowhere near where he wants to be. So at the same time, it's kind of like he treats things, I wouldn't say as disposable, but it's like you're coming along the path. Like you're on the walk with him. You know what I mean? But as soon as he feels like, the relationship is going to be too much for him or get in the way of things of what he's actually going after, or something else sparks his interest, excuse me, he's going to be gone. And then she's going to be left there by herself. But I do feel like when it comes to this whole situation, it's going to come up in her music. And what better way for it to come out than it is going to come out in her music. I also see that, I don't know if she does this, but I do see some songwriting. I do see her collabing with some people and writing songs for people. So I feel like that's something else that's going to be there for her as well. I do feel her like being in the limelight, but there's going to be a part of her or a time in her life that she's going to actually take the back seat, because like I said, I feel like she does have a complex with the fame situation. She's not necessarily 100% there when it comes to accepting her fame. You know what I mean? She still has a hard time with that. But when it comes in terms of her divorce, I feel like at the same time right now, I get a sense that they're kind of talking to try to work things out in certain senses. I'm not sure if it's going to be something that they're going to be able to salvage. But most of all, it's one of those situations where a lot of things have gone unsaid or a lot of things have gone unheard. And now we are where we are now. And it's like the one party obviously didn't realize that it's like the situation or the relationship was slipping through his fingers. He didn't realize that. So yeah, that's what I see so far. But honestly, when it comes to Big Sean and Jhene, like I could say, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I don't feel like it's one of those things that whatever was planned. I do feel like they do have a really, like a brother and sister kind of bond, or a really good friendship bond. And God only knows what comes from there. But I do feel like there is going to be some talks about it. I get a sense that either in an interview or something, she's going to be as honest as possible about what exactly is going on between them, or exactly what happened. But she's going to take some time before that comes around. But most of all right now, I just think she's in a place right now, she's in a little bit of resent. She's a little bit, not bitter, but she's like, it's like, she doesn't want to deal with it. Like, she's just like, kind of like, fuck everybody. Because again, going back to the whole fame thing, it's just like, you know what? Like, if no one wants to hear my side, then fuck them, you know? But most of all, like, I just feel like when it comes to these two, and let me see if I can get another picture of them up, is that I just feel it's more of a friendship. It started very much on a strong friendship base at first. I just don't think she's the kind of person that was going out to just cheat. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that, you know, what's happened or what if she chooses to be with him is condoned because of what she's going on in her relationship. But all I can say is that it's not like the guy is completely innocent in the situation. There has been issues for some time now. So that's it. That's my reading on Jhene Aiko, and I guess on Big Sean and the whole situation. So if you have any questions or concerns, just leave it in the comment box. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to share this video with somebody, you can do that as well. Again, if you want to get a reading with me, you can always hit me up in the email address that is listed below, or on my Facebook page. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and like my page on Facebook. So I do want to thank you so much for your time and rocking with me. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.